Hello and welcome back once more to Waverly Zoo, and we are going to be working on our first animal exhibit today. And so let me get right on because I've already done a little bit of work on the basic structure. So as you can see, it's right in front of the entrance here, and I can tell you now it's going to be bears. So this is Bear Ridge, I think I'm going to call this central area here. So essentially what it's going to be is 3 different enclosures. So there's going to be one here, and then one up the top here. And in the middle here is going to be a fancy glass observation building where people can come up here and see all 3 of the exhibits from one platform. That's the plan. So I've been trying, like I said before, I want to get a bit more variation with height and things in this game. Now originally this whole exhibit was going to go down into the ground and be in a sort of a valley. And let me tell you, I spent a good hour trying to do this with terraforming and getting the pathways to go down a slope here and then along and then back up a slope, and I just could not do it, and I was getting so frustrated. The pathing system in this game, I've decided, is shockingly horrible. You make a slope and the path is going down it perfectly fine, and then for some reason it just suddenly says it can't be built anymore, and there's no reason because the slope is consistent all the way down. It's just so random as to what you can build and what you can't. Luckily I managed to get this done. So this was my backup plan, so I managed to get a nice flat pathway going up here, and then at the top I managed to somehow get this perfectly flat so I could actually build the pathway up here. I think that was more through luck than judgment, to be honest, but hey, it worked, so I'm not going to complain. So that's going to be our structure. So you can see it's quite a large area, and there are 3 types of bear in the game, not including polar bear, because that is quite a specialist one. So you got I can't remember what they're called now. Formosan bears, is that right? Hang on, let me just check their list. Yeah, Formosan black bear is going in, and then you've got the grizzly bear and the Himalayan brown bears. I don't think there are any others. Technically koalas are bears as well, but they won't be going in. And obviously the polar bear, which will go somewhere else in the zoo probably. Do you know what? I think technically red pandas are classed as bears as well. I may well have them in somewhere, but anyway, this area is for large bears. So those are the 3 that are going to be going in here. So at the moment, obviously, you can see I've just laid out a basic path system, and now I'm going to crack on because there's going to be some water. I'm going to have a small pond in each area connected with streams, I think, and then obviously each area will have a shelter, but the shelter would also have backstage attached to it, so a zookeeper hut and kind of an access, I think, for the keepers. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I'll show you once I've done it. It's easy to explain once it's been built. So on that, let me disappear for a few seconds and be back once I've done a bit more. Okay, so now I've got a bit more of the structure in. So you can see I've put the water in. So we have a lake section in each area connected with a fairly wide stream. So that's pretty straightforward. And then what I've decided in each area, so this is what I've done with each one has got sort of a twin building in. So this will be the shelter, so each one has one building which is open, so that will be the entrance where the bears can come in, and this will be their shelter area. And then this adjacent room here will have the keep hut inside. The habitat barrier will also come somehow into this building, so the gate can be in this connecting wall in the middle, and obviously there'll be a fake door here for the keeper to come in and out. And what I'm also planning to do is a fake door on the shelter part of the building, a large door, one of the ones that are used on the, where is it, on this warehouse, so like this one on the back of the warehouse here, probably the smaller version of that will go on here, and that is because obviously an animal like this has to be delivered, and there may well be other large things that need to be delivered, so you need a large door that some sort of a van or a lorry can actually either get into or at least back right up to, and offload larger items into the habitat. So that's what I'm thinking of there. So yeah, just a small update on my landscaping mainly there. So now I need to start getting on with some real detail and figuring out which bear is going to go where. So let's crack on with that. Okay, we have bears. Look at that. Isn't that just adorable? Oh, you want to cuddle him, don't you? Although I probably wouldn't, because he'd eat me. But he does look amazing. The animations on these things is just brilliant. Really is brilliant. So these are the Formosan, can't remember, hang on. Formosan black bears. So there's two of those in here, male and female. Here is the other one over here having a swim. And as you can see, I've done a bit more landscaping here. So I've got these, what are these, ash trees, I think they are? No, elms, sorry. Yes, again, native trees. This park's meant to be in England, so all things that will grow in this country. Although we have lost a lot of elm trees in this country due to the Dutch elm disease, which pretty much wiped out our entire elm tree population. They are coming back again, and there are some variations that survived, but we lost millions of trees because of that, unfortunately. So this building's got a bit more detail, and I can explain what I meant before about the access. So you have the pathway here, obviously, that the keepers and the mechanics and things can go in, and then a fake door here leading to the inside. I have doubled it up and put the fake door on the inside as well. That doesn't do anything, it's just for my own benefit, just a little bit of whimsy there. And I have put the keeper hut in here, and then on this wall you've got the oh look, he's going to use it just as I'm here. Isn't that good? Yeah, so this is where the habitat barrier comes in. I'll probably actually change this to a concrete surround rather than the wire, I think. So the barrier, you can see, comes in to the building here, then cuts across here, along there, and then out the other side. And it comes to sort of halfway along here, and then cuts through the water, and then back around the other side. And then on this side, this is what I was talking about. So this is one of the larger doors. Now this one I've actually put in place so that you can see it from both sides. So I just removed. Luckily, it's a 4-meter door, so I removed a 4-meter segment of the wall and put that in there. So the point of that door is so that you can drive in here. Hence why, again, I've just put the extra path bit in there so that the curb disappears. Made this dirty so it looks like it gets used. Things obviously driving up here, and so vans and things could come along here, and they could get larger objects through here into the enclosure, into the habitat. So what I've put this door on the back of the warehouse here. So the theory is that there'd be stuff stored in there. They'd open these doors, drive a little lorry or something out here, come along here, turn in, and take stuff inside. So that's my thinking behind that. And then on the front side, I need to sort this barrier out here, don't I? That doesn't look good. Yeah, we'll sort that out. So what I've done on this side, this is something that again I see a lot in zoos in England, where they just try to disguise the walls of the buildings a bit with these sort of fake rocks up the side. It just makes things look a little bit more natural for the animals, because obviously this is their shelter, so they're around this area quite a lot, so it's nicer for the animals to see some rocks rather than bricks. That's the thinking there. So I've done that. Obviously I haven't done it on the outside because this is for the public to see, or indeed not to see. We shall see. And then obviously they've got some bedding inside here. Now what I've done here, I've made this it's my own private door. It's very tricky to make good looking doors in the game, really. So what I've done, I've used these small pieces, these rods here, to make it look a bit like that's that's the door, and it swings on these and can be closed. It does fit. I have actually measured it. I built it flat in the hole and then turned it, and so it would fill this up. And that's obviously so that they can potentially separate the bears if they need, but also if they need to bring things in through this door, they can shut this door here and have the bears in the outside part of the enclosure while they brought stuff in here. So again, it's just that little touch of realism that I'm going to be adding into the game, just a little bit. So there we go. So I think what I'm going to do, because basically these three habitats are all going to be very similar, I'm not going to show you details like this for all three of them. See, this building in the middle is going to be the main centerpiece, so I will talk about that a fair bit as I build it. But I think once this one enclosure is done, I won't then bother talking you through my process of doing the other ones. I'll probably just show you the finished results, because they are basically going to be the same as this, but with different bears in. So that's it's gonna be it's not worth your time me talking you through each one in too much detail. Right, so anyway, let me do some more, and I'll be back in a minute. Right then, I've been busy. I've been very busy. So what have I got here? I wanted to close this off a bit. I didn't want the public really looking in too much, so I used a barrier here for the wall. And again, I made some of my own gates here. Yeah, struggled a little bit to make some sort of a locking mechanism on the end here, but I think it looks okay. So you've got a couple of gates in the walls, and then the wall here, I love this sort of angled piece. I think that looks quite nice coming along here, and then the wall continues all the way around until here, where you've got the railing. I've changed this path to a log path as well. I thought that looked better with the railing on now as well. So this wall just comes along to here. I've done some more work inside, but I want to show you the building. Basically, I've done the building now in the middle, and it's cool. I really like it. So up this side, here we go. So where you can see the building in the distance there. So I've got some nice trees along here. Again, this is quite a formal walkway, and this would all be very heavily landscaped. All of this, so all of this stuff would have come in and been planted. Maybe a few of these trees would have been here already, but some of them would have been brought in as large specimens and planted along here. Yeah, I'm just wondering whether I'm going to try and cover up this wall at all. I may not. I may just leave it like that. But what I have done is I have put a wall in here all the way along this side, because I don't want anyone walking up here and standing here and looking in. I would only want you to go up to the observation deck at the top here, or to be viewing from the other side. So that was my thinking with that. Now this building is pretty simple, but it's a really nice modern looking thing. I had great fun with this roof. I kind of like it. It's exactly what I had in mind. I wanted this sort of funny angled roof with the multicolored layers. I also wanted stone and I wanted glass. I love this contrast of different materials, and obviously I've got the wood with the wall over here as well. As you've seen if you watched my previous videos, I do love this contrast of stone, wood and glass all in one building. I think it looks really nice. But anyway, the roof, I just created one long flat roof, this black piece here, and then I just copied it up and tilted it, and then copied it up and tilted it again. So it's pretty simple. It's all done with art pieces. It's the only way you can do a big roof like this. And then obviously just filled in with these other art pieces in the middle and along the front, and then copied it over to the other side. And then inside, I will do a little bit of detailing here, but not too much. I want this to be basically just a big open flat area, because this would be a really busy place. You wouldn't want to chuck stuff in here. I mean, logically you would probably have some pillars in here for building this wide to support the roof, but I don't want to spoil the views. And I specifically, when you look from right the way back down here, I want you to be able to see this glass. I want you to look through. I didn't want that to be blocked. I wanted that view to maintain that feeling of distance and of being able to almost go all the way through rather than it being a dead end, which obviously it is. But yeah, I specifically didn't want to hide that view from back there, so that's why I'm not putting anything right in the middle of the floor here. And obviously from inside there's not a lot going on. I will put some education boards I think in here and some seating maybe, but for the enclosure that's there already I've put well, let's go outside, you can see. So I've put the food enrichment items up here, so the bears come up here and they eat where people can see them. I've done a small rock formation here. Like I said, obviously this would have been completely landscaped artificially, and so they would do this with some rocks just to decorate it and sort of support the ground around here. Some basic shrubs, again the same sorts of things, nothing fancy in here, nothing tropical or anything, all nice traditional good old English shrubs, and obviously a couple more trees here and there. There's various enrichment items as well scattered around the enclosure, but really the enclosure is going to be left fairly open like this. Nice combination of mud and long grass and short grass. I didn't want to overfill it, and these bears they don't need lots of shrubs and things in here. They would want the nice open areas. They've got lots of shelter under trees. They can climb these trees as well, which is great. Look at that, he's going to do it right on cue. Isn't that good of him? Just as I was talking about it. Oh, sorry about the zooming. Very poor. There we go. See, so they do climb up the trees as well, which is really cool. Oh, wouldn't it be fun to be a bear? He makes it look so easy. I remember climbing trees in my youth. Oh, I remember falling out of quite a few trees in my youth as well. Oh dear. It's very hard to get a good view. There we go. He looks like a happy bear, doesn't he? Yeah. So anyway, so kind of yeah, that's kind of where I am now. So let's have a look from up here. You can see it's really starting to come together as an area. The view of the building in the middle as well. It's decent, but you can't get a really good view of it. But you just get these glimpses of it, and it would make you think, oh, I want to go up there. That looks interesting. And obviously, as you come around here, you see it more. I will replace this barrier in the water here with a large rock wall, I think, and then the same for the other bit over here as well. But yeah, so that's where I'm up to for now. I'm really happy with how this middle building has come out so far. Actually, it's exactly how I imagined. I'm quite enjoying making these sort of wide, flat buildings, similar to the admin building over there. I think they look really nice, and they really don't obscure your views of the rest of the zoo, which is nice. So yeah, so let me crack on with some more detailing, and then I'll be right back. Right then, things have moved on a little bit, so I've done some more detailing in here. Nothing too much. I really didn't want to put too much in here. So just put some benches down facing in all three different directions. Obviously some lighting, and then I've just made these small framed information boards. Really simple. Yeah, so I put one in each corner. For each of the animals. I haven't actually put them to the right animals yet, because obviously I've not put, I've not put the third bear over here yet. However, I have now done this habitat over here, and in here, hunt the bear. Where are they? How do you lose a grizzly bear? How do you lose two grizzly bears? Yeah, grizzly. Okay, where have my bears gone? Oh, there's one. Here we go. We have some grizzly bears. We have one. I'm sure there's another one somewhere. Maybe he's up a tree. He must be up a tree. Oh no, he's right there. Oh look, he's playing with his musical instruments. Brilliant. I don't think I've ever actually seen them use that before. That's great. Who's this? Warheel. They do have some silly names, don't they? I'm going to call you Bob. Bob the bear. Why not? Anyway, right. So this is what I've done in here. So it's very similar. You can see I've done another little rock formation on this corner. Done a rock wall in here to replace the barrier. I thought that looked nice. Luckily, even though in real life the bears could walk over this, they don't in the game. So I'm absolutely fine with leaving it like that. I had to put this bridge here. Mainly for the zookeepers, because obviously this is their building. So I've done the same again here. Let me just go out here. Sorry for the dodgy camera work. So again, they've got the staff entrance there, and then the gate there for the larger entrance. And you go inside, and it's very similar. I've put my big door in there again, and the habitat wall here leading through to here where you've got a keeper hut. But obviously the keepers, again, I wanted these food enrichment items over here near the observation deck. So I needed the keepers to be able to cross the water, of course, so I had to put this stone pathway in here so the keepers do walk over that, as do the bears. And I've decorated with more trees, the same ones, the elm trees, trying to make it look natural. Obviously I've tried to keep this area open so that you can be seen from the observation deck, because the last thing you want when you're somewhere like that is to look straight into a load of trees. So I have cleared this area. In fact, I suppose what I could do, I could put a couple of stumps in here, couldn't I, suggesting that they've actually cut down a couple of trees. That might look quite nice. So yeah, I might get on with that. And then again, another rock formation along here to separate these two enclosures here. Actually, one thing I just want to point out what I did over here. As you can see, I've made this this small V segment here, this different material. It was originally just a wire, but actually what I found was the bears, if they were stood here, could see the bears on the other side. And in real life, you wouldn't let the two animals see each other. They could, obviously, I mean, they wouldn't be this close anyway, I don't think, because they'd be able to hear each other and they'd be able to smell each other, more importantly. But I certainly didn't want them to be able to see each other, so I've made these stone walls just to block the line of sight between the two habitats. Also, just done a bit of detailing around the outside here. You can see I've just continued my shrub theme along the edge here. Again, just nice and randomly dotted, not too formal, trying to keep it looking quite wild and natural. And again, some of these the street lights coming along here, and of course there's many enrichment items scattered around inside. So that's 2 out of 3 done, and I'm just essentially going to do the same now in this habitat. So let me go away and do that, and then I will come back for one more visit. Oh look, oh isn't that just adorable? I'm very pleased to say that we've got a baby grizzly. Is that not just the cutest thing you've ever seen? Of course, I know I say that with all the baby animals in this zoo. Oh, now it's having a poo. I mean, does it get any cuter? Oh, there's poo everywhere. That's disgusting. Anyway, I just can't resist them. I could just spend hours just watching the animals in this game. So anyway, we have a baby grizzly, which is great. We also have, if we come back to our first habitat, what do we have in here? Oh yeah, oh, we got a baby one of these as well. I can't remember their name. Formosan black bear. There we go. We got a baby one of them as well, who's just about getting trodden on by his mum or dad there. That's very nice of them. Oh, they're running for food. That's why they don't care. Run over the babies as long as I get my food. So yes, there's a lot of breeding going on in the zoo, which is nice to see. Anyway, I was meant to be working on the habitat, so let's talk about that. So here we go. This is the third habitat over this side here. Very similar again. You've got the nice the wooded area over here. What I have actually done, I've done this on purpose. I've kept grass around this central island, and around the outside it's mostly mud. Actually, that first one I didn't put as much mud on, so I may go back and put some more mud around there. I think it looks nice. The bears actually want mud in the habitat, so that works nicely. So this one, again, I've got the food enrichment items over here next to the observation deck, and you can see the bear. So these are the Himalayan bears in here. I think they're probably the biggest, actually. I think they look a little bit bigger than the grizzlies. I might be wrong. It might be slightly smaller. Got a pathway across here again for the zookeeper to cross the water so that they can actually top up the enrichments over there. Obviously other enrichments are scattered around. They've got a nice large water area, and then I've done exactly the same with the building again. I know it's repetitive, but I can get away with it because this area was all built in one go, essentially. That's what I'm thinking of, and so they would essentially just theme them all in the same way. So again, you've got this wooden wall coming down here and along to the building. You've got the I've used an extra bit of barrier here coming along to this corner, and again you've got the wider entrance here coming into this door, which leads inside. This one I actually put a concrete floor down for this one. I just wanted it to be a little bit different, so I went with a concrete floor for these bears. I've actually forgot to put any bedding down. I need to do that, so I'll put some bedding in there so they've actually got something to lie down on. And the main reason I went with the concrete in this enclosure is because the Himalayan bears actually like it cold, and so what I've done in here is I've put a few of these coolers, I think 3, yeah, up on the walls here, and so this room is kept cold. And that's the reason why I wanted the floor to be stone, because stone in real life, stone would actually get cold, and apparently these bears want it to be cold. They're quite enjoying lying out in the sunshine at the moment, but that's probably because I haven't put any bedding inside, so I need to crack on and get that done. And yeah, and then you've got the path coming up here. Again, I liked this bit, the way it worked out actually coming up the slope. It's only a minor thing, but it just adds that little bit of 3D-ness to the zoo where things are happening on multiple levels. I think it works quite nice. The path went a little funky where it joins. You can see here. Don't know really why it did that, but I couldn't avoid it, unfortunately. So yeah, it is what it is. But this I like this view coming up here. So if you're walking along here and looking up there, that would grab your eye. You know, this having these trees down each side really just draws you down there and makes you go, "Ooh, what's at the end of this long road?" And then along here, I put this massive oak tree in this this triangle in the pathway here. I kind of liked that, and then I've continued with the shrubs around the outside. I brought this over. This is a little display that I made in my last zoo, in Green Valley Zoo. So I've used that over here, and I've scattered these all around the outside of each habitat with the information about the bears on. Yeah, so there we go. I'm pretty chuffed actually with how this area looks. Little details left. I need some sort of sign, I think, down here, just pointing up here, saying that the observation deck is at the end of this pathway. Obviously I need to put the bedding in here, maybe a little bit more painting on the landscape over here. So there's a few little odds and sods to finish off, maybe some detailing. I put some pallets down in here. I wish there were more backstagey things like the pallets. Oh yeah, I also just put some ivy growing on this wall here. I thought when you walk in here, it was quite a large blank wall there, so I just wanted to break that up with some ivy. And then on this middle one, I sunk the this scaevola bush in, and then I used some of these small pink flowers. I can't highlight them at the moment, but again, they're just one of the little pink flowers, and again, just sunk in. I've done that on both sides, just so it looks like that wall is a bit more interesting. And because I put the lamppost on there as well, it all looks like it's growing around the lamppost, which I kind of like. I just didn't like that wall on its own. It just looked too separate to the rest and too too blocky, so I just wanted to break that up a little bit with some foliage. So yeah, that's why I did that. And that's kind of it, really. Like I say, just a couple of little details left to do, but I'm really pleased with how the zoo is looking so far. I think what I'm going to do is kind of have a strip of woodland going all the way around this area here. Maybe some oak woodland or something like that, with 1 or 2 paths coming out through it, and then the next enclosures, whatever they are, will be out here somewhere. I am thinking of something in here. I think is my next project, and it's going to be quite a large building. I think it's going to be pretty tricky because I've got a bit of a complicated idea for it, and I think it's going to be penguins, I believe. Yeah, let's go with penguins. It's going to be a large penguin centre essentially, but it's going to have maybe some restaurants or something in it as well. It's going to have interior and outside. I should say inside and outside, or interior and exterior. I shouldn't mix my terms there. But yeah, it's going to be tricky. So I'm not really sure what I'm doing or how it's going to turn out, but I think that's going to be my plan. Is somewhere in this area, quite a large, very large, I think, building, because of what I want to do inside with the penguins. And I think it's going to be one of those things that I have to build from the inside out. So it won't look like a building until the end when I put the outside of the building on, rather than building a building and then going inside and trying to do an interior. So I think I'll have to start with the basics of an enclosure and work my way out from there. But I'm not sure how yet. We shall see. But for now, that is going to be it for this episode. So thank you so much for tuning in and listening to what I have to say. Please leave any feedback that you want to in the comments, and I really do appreciate you spending a little bit of your time with me in my zoo. I hope you've had fun. I certainly have. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and hopefully I will see you next time. So take care and bye for now.